Another very difficult audio to make on Monday, the 28th of March, 2022. I don't even know what the weather's supposed to be today, what they say it's going to be today, because I haven't been outside yet. It's only about 20 minutes to 3. Now, I'll tell you what, yesterday sure sucked. All right, people, don't you just hate a rude awakening? Being woken from your sleep rudely, for example? Yeah, never cared for that. And how about a reality wake-up call? Those kind of suck, too. So, yesterday morning, I got a nice fire blazing upstairs in the entryway, on all the windows looking out to the chemtrail skies, and the wife comes up for coffee. Karen, my wife, that is. We were talking, hey, we've been together longer than we ever lived our lives singly. Stunning, yeah, over 40-some years. Amazing. So, they have a certain amount of credibility, your better half, because, you've lived with them for so long. And she gave me out of the clear blue sky, not meanly, not rudely, well, yeah, it was rude, I thought, but she just asked, how many hours a day do you spend on the internet? I'm going, that's rather odd, because I've got a lot of stuff to do on the internet. I do a lot of research, people, so you don't have to. And it was tough. Actually, she asked about Gab, but that's irrelevant. Gab's a good source of a lot of information, too, by the way. I'm done beating that horse. You're either there or you're not. And I said, well, why all of a sudden you're concerned? Because I've been doing this for a long time. She says, because I look around here, and our shit is ragged. We have more loose ends, more loose strings blown out that need to be tied up. We're going to be stuck in this boat, stuck in this box next winter. And this winter was a bitch. I'm just telling you. I'm not whining. I don't eat any cheese with my wine. And I'll tell you what, a very good point. Because this morning, before I made this audio, I went and looked around the main floor. And yeah, holy smokes, it's a disaster. She's absolutely right. And if I were to go out to the garage, I don't even have to. 16 by 47 foot, yeah, that's another disaster. A lot of stuff that could be sold. Now, it's very time-consuming, people, navigating the rabbit hole. I don't think I need to tell you that. I'm chasing down the clues that reveal. But for the last year or so, I was paid quite well at my phony job out at the Charlie Foxtrot to do the research. I mean, think about it, people. I told you yesterday, approaching 18,000 posts on Gab. How do you do that? 8 hours a day, sitting on your ass in front of a laptop, getting paid well to check weights on grain containers. That's how you do that. Well, those days are over, people. That was in the past. Now, I have to deal with this reality. Yeah, there is no more good-paying, well-paying job. The shekels are disappearing quickly. And I don't think anything's going to get easier, people. For me, my wife, or any of you. The job of a watchman. I'm telling you, I think my wife's right. It's done. The job of a watchman is to locate and discern threats. What approaches the wall city? Friend or foe? You got to use some discernment here. You don't want to let in a Trojan horse. Now today, it's obvious and it's in our face. Yes, I'm 100% convinced Team Evil does play by the rules. They are telling us in no uncertain words what they're planning to do, what they have done, and what they're going to do. Now, I was doing my research again as usual, wasting time apparently, according to my wife, but she's got a point. And I come across a guy named Harari, Harari. He's from Israel. Do believe he's a relative of Murray's. And Klaus Schwab's top advisor. Check this out. Just something to listen to here. Getting real good.
I've been watching the end of everything come for 16 years now. One of the reasons I'm so positive that we're really close to the tribulation right now is just how much the Luciferians, the Illuminati, the Satanists at the top of the pyramid, it's how much they're telling us their plans right out in the open now. And the occult is...
Okay, that's KJ introducing this Harari guy. Notice what he doesn't say. Okay, the Freemasons, he'll talk about the Illuminati, but he won't mention the Murrays. Nope, but I will. There are good professors coming up here. Hang with me.
Been a part of our reality for a long time, and we've learned to decipher a lot of their hidden messages. But a lot of those messages are no longer hidden. These people, this group, are so confident in what they're doing and what's coming that they're beginning to just tell us right out in the open what it is they want to do to you and what it is they want to do to this world. Professor Yuval Noah Harari is an excellent example of this. I found a few clips from him over the past week where he really is putting it right out in the open. And this is really sinister stuff. They're literally fighting for our souls. You'll see what I mean. Check this out.
System that understands us better than we understand ourselves, can predict our feelings and decisions, can manipulate our feelings and decisions, and can ultimately make decisions for us. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough, and nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon...
Notice how he doesn't mention the CIA and the Mossad, of course.
At least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. That's what we are. Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
How's that for amazing, people? They're going to hack your brain box the way a hacker hacks a goddamn computer. Cool, I say to that. So it's in your face. Now, yesterday, I did go to the bottom feeder pit, basically to see what condition my condition was in. Hey, that was a good tune from Kenny Rogers in the first edition back in the day. No, I won't sing it to you. Can't carry a tune. Couldn't sing at gunpoint. Now, that was back when air was clean, no chemtrails, and sex was dirty, especially the sex we are having crammed down our throat on all the media outlets. Movies, you name it. Crammed down our throats, pardon the pun. So I got there around noon, and I made it till 2:30. And the question that I still can't answer is, and maybe you can help me out, how long can 4 people discuss road conditions between Willow City and Wolford? I'm telling you, people, the answer will surprise you. Now, my wife of 40-plus years also accuses me of having only one feeling, a feeling for myself. I'm sure that's what she meant. And people try to make fun of my message from the wall. People that talk about road conditions, maybe, yeah, that's a few of them. I don't have any animosity for these people, the bottom feeders. I got pity for them. For there are some, maybe most, that have eyes, but they cannot see. They have ears, but they cannot hear. They try to make fun of me. But you know what, people? They're failing miserably. The joke ultimately will be on them. They believe the phony and ridiculous history we've been fed. You remember covering the amazing history in one of my audios about Salt Lake City? We are supposed to believe that 1,500 people booted out of Illinois, or somewhere in Illinois, the Mormons, come across country into Utah, ox cart-drawn wagons, primitive cabins, and within 50 years, they built that sprawling metroplex. They built the Great Tabernacle and mined and hauled granite from how many miles away, nearest granite mines, with ox-drawn carts. Come on. But that's what they feed us. They, like I said, in the Navy OI Division, they must think we're mushrooms because they keep us in the dark and they feed us bullshit. So, how about America and how we got our name? We were told Amerigo Vespucci, the famous Italian explorer, Give me a break. What a joke. How about try Ameriuku? Yeah. The Mayan name for land of the plumed serpent. Winged serpent. Oh, yeah, people. I think that makes much more sense. And where's that from? Well, it's only from the #1 best-selling, least read book most people have, Gathering Dust in Their Homes. You know the one. Genesis 3. The answers were always there. It has been rock solid throughout the ages, and people ignore it. The war between Team Good and Team Evil goes back that far, from the beginning. There were some of the New Testament scriptures about the wheat and the tares, where someone came in, crept in unawares, and sowed the tares among the wheat field. Master, what should we do about them? Should we gather them all up? No. We'll gather up at harvest, and we'll separate the wheat from the tares. Ring any bells? Because, listen, I'm going to tell you something flat out, and I know this to be true. The job of watchman is not a preacher-teacher. And even though I live in a church, do not mistake me for a preacher-teacher. So, the USA, a Christian nation, founded by Christian principles? More bullshit, people. Founded by Masons. Yep, George Washington and his Masonic apron. He wasn't alone. He was created by Masons and the Murrays to be destroyed, to usher in the Great Reset, the new old world order. Yeah, nothing new under the sun, people. King Solomon told you that. Find out about Sir Francis Bacon, 1600s author who wrote The New Atlantis. Yeah, that's the one. Not taught in government schools. Okay. Another thing they like to pick on me about is the flat earth. Well, I'll tell you what, people. I can't convince my mailman. You'll never use a name. You'll never hear me say his name's Bert. Nope, your secrets are safe with me. I can't convince him that the earth is flat. In fact, at the bottom Peter Pit, I can't convince very many people that the earth is flat. But I'll tell you someone who was convinced. His name was Wernher von Braun. You know him? Yeah, I think you know him. Father of American rocketry, that guy. So on Wernher von Braun's tombstone, it had his name, it has his dates, 1912 to 1977, and it has Psalm 19, verse 1. So obviously, you want to know what that says, right? The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. He was a flat earther, people. He knew space was fake. He knew no matter how much his budget was at NASA, never a straight answer. He was never going to get out in space. The earth is an enclosed system, and it's got a dome over it. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, our government did, back in the 50s and 60s. Do the Google. Project Dominique. Operation Fishbowl. Now think of a fishbowl, people. Think of a fishbowl. Now turn it upside down. Don't that kind of look like a dome? Hint, hint, wink, wink. Yeah. So Operation Fishbowl, both America and the Soviet Union launched nuclear missiles up to the firmament. What was the purpose? They're going to crack the dome. How'd that work out for them? It didn't happen. Even today, in 2022, the best we can achieve is low Earth orbit. So go ahead, make fun of the Bible, people. Make fun of your humble, ever-flexible, and fluent messenger on the wall. There's an old saying, if God seems distant, who moved? You know, people, this country, we've moved very far from God and his ways. Like I said, the Bible is nothing but a relic, an antique laying on people's dining room tables. You know that. I don't have to convince you of that. Just think back in the early 60s. TV shows like Andy Griffith. Once he kicked the Ten Commandments out of school, once the atheists got a hold of things, once Mary's relatives jumped out there, yeah, Andy Griffith gave way to the Addams Family. Bewitched. It's amazing. Inch by inch. Patient gradualism. And look where we are today. Look what's in our faces, people. Turn on the tube. Look at your mainstream news. How do you miss it? Okay, so here's the bottom line. And I see I'm running long. Didn't mean to run so long. The bottom line is this. This is probably my last official messenger on the wall video, because I got stuff to do. I really do. And my wife's absolutely right. Time is running out. Time is a thing life is made of. Don't waste it. And I have been wasting it. But, months ago, I made a promise to y'all. I said, I will explain the strong delusion. Yeah, that's going to take me a while to work on that one. Maybe next week or two. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 10 through 13. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. No, people, they haven't. They make fun of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they might all be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. You remember me making that promise to you people? Well, I will fulfill it. But I guess the bottom line is this. My wife's absolutely right. I don't have time. I don't have the luxury any longer to do the research. But you know what? The good news is I don't have to. It's so in our face. Team Evil is so loyal to playing by the rules. You're going to either see this, people, or you ain't. And there's no amount of warnings being shouted at you that's going to change that fact. So, until I get this other one up and running, it has been a fun and interesting up and down ride. But that was then, and this is now. So you know what, people? Starting here in about a half hour, my wife had to point it out to me. I got stuff that's been neglected for a long time to get done. I'm running out of time. You guys have a good Monday morning.